Hello, friends, and welcome. My name is Lisa Renice, and I'm so happy that you are here. So, today we are celebrating 5K. Yay! So, what we were supposed to be originally celebrating was 3K. And so I was gathering all the questions and getting ready to answer. And I actually recorded a video answering the questions, but it got a little long. So I was like, you know what? Let me just do it live and give people opportunities to ask questions if they want to, if they're here that didn't get to submit their questions and or didn't have a question yet. And so if you're here to, if you want to ask a question, you can. No pressure. But yay, we're here. And yes, welcome. Let's grow and prosper. Thank you for being here. So, I recently discovered that magnesium deficiency can induce depression and anxiety symptoms. Further research revealed that 50% of Americans are deficient in magnesium. I believe it. This can increase sugar cravings. I believe it. The American food system is not the best. I won't be able to make the live, but sisters need to know this. Since I started taking magnesium, my sugar cravings reduced significantly, and I am less anxious and sleep good now. I have to look into that for sure. And thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, right? I'm feeling a little nervous. Even though I'm really excited about the growth of this channel, like anxiety kind of comes with it. And I'm like, what is that about? What is going on? It's not that serious, right? But it is because you're making yourself vulnerable to more people. And I'll share more about that later. But with, the growth of beautiful people subscribing and supporting and responding and leaving comments and all these things, there are some trolls that can come out, and it's really frustrating. So it's like, when more people come, when you become more exposed, you expose yourself to more people. So that's a whole other thing. But yes, I'm so happy that y'all are here. Yay. Erica 2002 US says, awesome information. Let's grow and prosper. Yes, that is awesome information. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. Hi, Jamiel. Looking and sounding great as usual. Wonderful. I'm not too loud, am I? You can tell me if I'm too loud. Yes. Hi, Lucille. Hello, continue wellness. Hello, continue wellness. Let's grow and prosper. Yes, yes. Thank you for sharing that information. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Feed Your Inner Chef. Hi, Seth Stone. Welcome. Grace. Hello. And thank you so much. Thank you. Thank y'all. Jessica J, you're amazing. I love your content. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Stephanie, hey, thank you so much. I'm happy. I'm happy and I'm anxious and I'm all the things. So Lucille says, hello, Alicia. Love your organic, natural content. Thank you. Keep evolving. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Wingwell 500. Thank you. Thank y'all so much. Okay, let me take a deep breath. All right. So, on my Instagram, I asked people and on YouTube to submit their questions that they had for me. And so what I'm going to be doing is answering those questions in celebration of 5K. And and if you want to ask me a question, you can. But just keep it respectful and polite, please. We can chit chat and see where everything goes. So yeah. Everything is politics says, hi, just came across your channel. Love your vibes. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Yay. And yes. Brr, 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 brr. That's the DJ drop. Anyway, but I'm excited. Veronique, that's a pretty name. Congratulations on hitting 5K. New subscriber here. Thank you so much for being here. And if I said your name wrong, please correct me. Yes. All right. So let's get started, shall we? Let's do this. All right. So I'm going to share my screen. I screenshot some questions from Instagram and it came up in Paint, which I'm like, what's going on with that? But yes. Okay. Window. Share. Okay. Can y'all see that? It's freaking out. Anyway, the question says, I'm going to remove it. The question is, what artist would you like to collaborate with? Okay. So to that question, the first person that comes to mind is Emily King, Leanne LaHavas, also Childish Gambino. So the song that I did called Sing, La La La, that song came to me in a dream and Childish Gambino was singing that song with me. So it would be amazing if in the future I could remake that song with him actually singing with me. That would be a lot of fun. Yes. That would be great. Diane Miller says, you are loved. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Love this live on my birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Bridgie, please tell me if I'm saying that right. But happy birthday. Everybody wish happy birthday to Bridgie, y'all. Jessica J says, LOL, girl, I thought you were imitating Blue's Clues. Would you? No. That's funny. Oh, yes. And thank you for asking, Jessica. So I'll answer your question next. So Jessica asked me, I think you asked me how the retreat was. It was great. So this last week, I wasn't really doing anything on social media or anything like that because I was in Shenandoah Valley. And I went to the Shenandoah Valley by myself. I went on like the getaway retreat. Let me see if I can pull it up. So getaway, like they have these cabins, like these tiny houses that you can rent and go to in the woods, in different, in like the suburbs of different cities. So the suburb of DC, they put Shenandoah. And it's not the suburb, but it's fine. It's not the suburb of, we don't claim Shenandoah. But anyway, it was great. It was kind of scary because it was in the middle of the woods. They have bears out there. I heard cows out there. And when it gets dark, it gets dark. Okay, yes, it was you. Okay, awesome. It was you. So yeah, it was great. I journaled, I slept, I prayed, I danced to music. One thing that struck me though is, and I told my friend Marcus about this, I don't like sleeping alone anymore. It's weird. Like when I'm by myself, and I think because like when you get married, you're used to sleeping with somebody, sleeping next to somebody. And when I was out there, I was like, this is scary. Like, and I've been afraid of the dark since I was a child. It's a thing. I have to, do some research about that. But I've been afraid of the dark, and me being by myself out in the woods, it felt kind of scary. And I think maybe that's a normal feeling. You're out in the woods by yourself in, a place you don't know. But anyway, so I stayed there for 3 nights, and then I went to drive to Shenandoah National Park, and I drove around the mountains. I took some pictures of myself in the mountains, looked very strange to people, and I had a great time. Then I took myself to a winery in Shenandoah Valley. I had a flight with wine tasting, and that was fun. Yeah, and then after I sobered up, I went home. I drove home. So yeah, that was my weekend. That was my retreat. It was great. I feel great. That was my first like legit solo trip. So that was fun. So yeah, usually when I'm like solo tripping, I'm on my way to see somebody, but that was my first time like, oh, I'm just going by myself. I'm going to be by myself. And it was great. It was fun. So yeah, thank you. Thanks for asking. And yes, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Okay, Tony says, what's the site you found your getaway on? Okay, I'll share the site here. Give me 1 second. Getaway. Yes, getaway.house, and I'll put the link up for you all. It was really cool. I would recommend it if you can swing it, because it can be kind of pricey. Depending on what day you go, but I went during the week, so I got the cheap version. So yeah. Yay. Yes. Happy birthday. And congratulations on 5K. Thank you so much. And thank you. I got this at Target, I'm sure I got it from Target. But yes, thank you. Jessica J says, I love it. I'm looking to go on a retreat myself. It sounds like you had an amazing time. I did. Minus the anxiety of being by myself in the woods in the dark. I had a great time. During the daytime, I was fine. But it was like during the nighttime, and I played Hallmark television in the background, just because Golden Girls is happy, and so if I was scared, I was like, I'm fine, it's okay, everything's all right, the Golden Girls are on, everything is right with the world. All right, so the second question I had was, if this will act right, I don't even know. I'll just read it to you all, and I'll pull up the rest of the questions. But the second question is, what's been the most rewarding part of your journey? Okay, and if we're speaking specifically about YouTube or creating, the most rewarding part, I think, is just being myself, being able to be myself and be all of myself here in this space and have people appreciate it. As someone who does a lot of things, sometimes it's hard like to pick one thing, right? It's really hard to, okay, this is all I'm going to do, and this is what my focus is going to be. And, generally I think like my focus is creativity and like wellness and these kind of things. But like I wanted my channel to be like a love letter to Black women. I wanted my channel to be like a love letter to myself, like, and like a healing journal kind of thing. And so I was able to marry the things that I love to do and the things I like to talk about, and it resonates with people. And that's the most rewarding part for me. Like I didn't have to cut parts of myself off. And so that feels good. Yeah. And so, like I said, though it is rewarding, sometimes I can feel anxious too, because like I said, it's imposter syndrome. It's feeling vulnerable and open. It's like, oh God, people are really seeing me. Like it's interesting because we spend some time wanting to be seen, wanting to be heard, And then sometimes when we feel heard and seen, then we feel insecure. Like, is what I'm saying, does that make sense? Like, I'm rewatching the videos, like, God, like watching myself cringing. And I'm like, it's fine. It's okay. It's fine. And then, of course, like I said, you get the trolls that come out every once in a while telling me I look like a man, saying that I should get a husband. That's why I experience all these things, blah, blah, blah. Like, so, I feel good. I feel really good. It's interesting. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Dolce. I hope I'm saying that right. Dolce. That's very generous of you. Thank you. Thank you. Book of Camille says, I just discovered you. Oh, and you appeared just when I needed you, and your message is of letting go of the American dream. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for the hearts. That means a lot to me. Yay. Yes. Like, so those of you who are just joining us, it is Bridgie's birthday. So if you want to wish her a happy birthday, please do so. Yeah, we celebrate here. So thank you. Thank you for being here on your birthday. All right. Jessica J says, yes, Golden Girls will get you through anything. Yes, they will. They absolutely will. They absolutely will. I actually started watching Hallmark because my mom watches Hallmark. Like, that's her thing now. And yeah, like, so she is like, Hallmark movies are her thing. And I can understand why. Hallmark movies are very like feel good. Like, we know what the outcome is going to be. They're going to fall in love. Girl from the city moves to the country. This guy who seems like she doesn't like him. Then they fall in love slowly. And then at the end they're like, oh my God, you're the one for me. And I'm going to, do all these things for you. But it feels good. So, and then Hallmark also at nighttime plays Golden Girls, Frasier, and Reba early in the morning. So yeah, so it feels good. All right, let's go on to the questions you all left me on YouTube. Yes, happy birthday. Oh, Jessica, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, happy birthday. Feed your inner chef. People can be so mean. They can be. And it's, you know what? Sometimes I feel like people are projecting. And sometimes I feel like people see people on the internet and don't think they're real people. And it's very weird, right? Like, it's like, because sometimes my responses be like, did that make you feel better? Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? And, sometimes I do respond, and it's not the nicest thing, but not that I ever cuss anybody out or anything like that. But I'm just like the guy who said I look like a man, his comment was something like, you say that you're for Black women, but then you aim to look like a Black man. And I'm like, what? Like, what's going on? Why did you feel the need to come on somebody's random channel and tell them that they look like a man? It's very weird. But if you don't like my hair, that's fine. You can go to a different channel. And that's fine. Okay. Anywho, so let me read the questions that you all left. Yeah, they don't think that's what I was going to say. They don't think that people are actually real people. And then people are not bold enough to say that stuff to your face. Like, they would never say that to somebody on the street. That's weird. It's just very strange. So let me share my screen one more time and see if it works, because I want you guys to see the questions, and I want to shout out everyone that left a comment. So some of the comments were very much like, congratulations. And so I appreciate that. I really do. So I'm going to read you the questions though. So here we go. Oh, thank you, Yvette. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Yeah. Sometimes people who know me personally, if they said that to me, that would hurt my feelings. But people like randoms on the internet, I'm like, okay. Sorry. Okay. Let's see. You're doing phenomenal work. Whenever I feel anxious, oh, thank you. Whenever I feel anxious about not doing extra stuff after work, I start singing, "You're not lazy, you're just tired." I'm grateful. That makes me happy. Seriously, that makes me happy. Hallmark is life. Okay. I understand. I do. I really do. But it's like an escape. It feels good. Easy peasy, 1 hour, 30 minutes at the end. Everybody's in love and happy, and it's wonderful. Jeree says, when I'm scared, I put Hallmark on too. Yeah, seems like something positive to play in the dark while sleeping, and I love Golden Girls. Absolutely. Yeah, they can kick rocks. They can kick rocks. It's mean. Yes, it is a good show. Okay. Let's see. Oh, thank y'all. I appreciate that. Thank you. Jamile, thanks, baby. Yeah, I feel you. I'm not going to say that, but I feel you. Thank you, baby. Stephanie says, it's okay to respond and not be nice about it. Yeah. People do sometimes go out of their way to be mean, but never leave your channel comments on a bad note. Save the best for last. Yes, absolutely. I love that. Thank you. Because sometimes I feel bad. I'd be like, maybe I shouldn't have said that, but yeah. He's clearly transphobic. Read his comments about your appearance here. Exactly. Like, I'm like, okay, like, yeah, yeah. Yes, happy birthday again. Okay, let me share the screen. Lord, please let this work. I could just show y'all my window if that doesn't work. Okay, you all can see it, right? Okay, so thank y'all so much for leaving all these questions and these kind words. It really means a lot to me. Let's see, nothing to ask. Okay, the first question. Do asks, I'm a Black African man living in the UK, so my race experiences may be very different to what pertains in the US. I do understand that you may have your target audience for your channel and videos. However, do you think that your channel and the videos will reach a wider audience? Can y'all see this? Let me know if you can read this. Yeah. However, do you not think that your channel and your videos will reach a wider audience if you do not label your videos Black? I think your messages are timely for all races, all human beings for that matter. And also, okay, cool. Also, have you thought of living somewhere else other than the US? Okay, so to answer the first question, so the first question is, however, do you not think that your channel will, okay, yes, do I think I would reach a broader audience by not saying Black? Maybe not, right? I think just because I am a Black woman, even if I didn't say Black people will come. That's how I am anyway, with other creators. When I see other Black creators, oh no, okay. Well, hopefully, I hope it clears up. But yeah, when I see other Black creators and they're talking about something I'm interested in, I watch it. I would prefer to watch Black creators than white ones, if I'm just being honest. And I guess, I don't know why I said that sheepishly, but no, I'm not ashamed to watch Black people. I like watching Black people talk about things that are relevant to Black people. What I will also say is that, what I will also say is that Black American specific experiences here are very different and very, it's all bad, right? Like, anti-Blackness is worldwide, obviously, but the Black American experience is a specific one, and that matters, right? Like, so speaking to like Black folks matters to me because, yeah, I am Black. So there's that, but also our experiences and like, even like when we talk about laziness, right? That word has been used to oppress other people. Press, come through with the tech. Okay, press Control key and scroll up on the mouse wheel. Baby, you so smart. Okay, hopefully y'all can see this a little better. That was too big. Okay, so yes. Yeah, I do think that maybe I could reach a wider audience if I didn't say Black. But honestly, I'm not really concerned with reaching a wider audience. I'm really okay with talking to Black folks, Black women specifically. And if other people get something from my content, wonderful. If not, then, if they're put off by Black, then I think that says more about them than me. So I don't know. That's just how I feel about that. The second question is, have you thought of living somewhere else other than the US? Yes, I have. I absolutely have. I think the more stuff is happening, I'm considering it more and more to leave the US. The only thing that is holding me back from leaving the US, I think, is my family. I have, hold on one second. I'm going to read the question. Sorry, I saw your thing. But yeah, so I'm worried about staying with my mom. Like, she's getting older. Like, she's not old. Like, she can take care of herself. And she could leave too. I've been trying to talk to her into leaving, but I think about like my older family members and, taking care of them. So it's like yes, I want to leave, but I also feel a duty to my elders in my community. Yeah. So yes, absolutely. Will I? I might. We'll see. We shall see. D Walker says, hi, I'm sad, still working. Oh no, I'm sorry. But I had to check in and tell you I catch you on the replay. Okay, cool. See you on the replay. Thank you so much for being here. Tony says, hi Tony. Girl, same here. And yeah, it's just being honest. It's relatable and we love to support our people. Absolutely. Okay, this is what I'm gonna read. I could be wrong, but I don't think D.O. is a Black man. Oh, he's not? Oh, he said he's a Black African man living in the UK. The question is a bit off and compels you to explain yourself. I could be wrong. Yeah, I agree. I'm hoping that this person is well-wishing, because I do get a lot of troll comments about, like, you shouldn't be talking just to Black people. You should talk to everybody. Or, you shouldn't just be talking to Black women. You should be talking to Black men too. And you should be talking to everyone. The thing is, even though I put my comments like, oh, this is for Black women, Black men do comment and say, I resonate with this. And they don't demand that I make space for them. And I think, I'm just gonna be honest. I think that sometimes there is privilege in, there's a privileged thing about asking someone to make room for you when you are the majority, or when you have more privilege than the person making the content. It's kind of rude. It's not kind of rude. It is, and I think folks who demand that don't even understand what privilege they have. Like, there are not many, like, there are channels for Black men specifically, right? There are channels specifically for Black men, whether they're good or bad, and that's okay, right? There are channels specifically for Indigenous folks, and that's okay, right? There are things for people who are trans or people who are, queer, and that's fine, right? But then, like, when Black women make spaces for themselves, everyone's losing their minds, everyone's triggered, and I think there's something to question about that. So I'm hoping that question was well-wishing. And I'll probably have to make a separate video about that altogether. Because I actually did make a separate video. I just haven't posted it because I've been thinking about it, like how I'm gonna, but that's just how I feel. Like, there are enough spaces for other people. Let Black women have their spaces. It's okay. And you're welcome, you know what I'm saying? But you're a guest. And I think that's okay. I think that's fine, So anyway, mic drop. Appreciate y'all. Seth Stone, I'm rooting for everybody Black type energy. Absolutely. Like, and that's the thing, like, I champion folks to create their spaces and speak to their people. Do that, right? Like, what's wrong with that? So yes, happy birthday again. Tony says, right, I send your videos to my Black brothers as well. It resonates. Thank you so much, Tony. And yes, like, absolutely. Like, I don't have a problem with Black men watching this stuff. Like, what I have a problem with is you demanding that I make space for you. That's demanding. That's what I have a problem with. But, like, if it resonates with you, wonderful. Take it and go. So yeah. Let me not spend too much time on this question, because I could. Precious Price, I love you. Oh, I never make comments to anyone's YouTube, but you have brought me so much hope as a Black woman. That makes me very happy. Thank you for sharing that. Who feels I'm creative but hold back? Same. You're the real deal. Please keep going. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Ooh, J-Talk. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. We hear you too. Us Black men, we get exhausted too. Absolutely. Absolutely. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here. So I hope, Dio is watching this, or whoever. Oh, there you are. Okay. Hey, Dio, everything is politics. You are wrong. It's just coming from a genuine place. Just curious. Okay, great. I know that you're well-wishing. Wonderful. But yes, I don't have a problem with talking to, Black people as a whole. But also, I also understand this. I don't even have all the experiences of every Black woman, right? So, like, I can't even speak to, even when I'm speaking to Black women, there are some women who don't resonate with what I'm saying. There are some women who, want to fight me on what I'm saying, right? And so, as a Black woman, my experience is very limited, versus, like, speaking to everyone broadly. I can't do that. I can't speak to every experience. And I think that's okay to acknowledge that we have differences, So, yay. All right. It's very well said. Thank you. Lucille said, if the info is informative and inspiring, listen and stop your whining. Hey, and that's not to you, Dio. That's to the people who are demanding that I make space for them. Okay, let's go to the next question. Look at that smile. And if you want to ask me questions, you can here in the chat as well, and I'll answer those as well. Okay, thank you. Okay, Miss Kim 510. Hey. Question: when or what was the aha moment that made you decide not to conform to the society and the hustle or die culture? Thanks for the inspiring content. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Kim. Okay, what was the aha moment? Ooh, I feel like it was like a series of aha moments. I don't think there was like one moment. I think it was like a series of like, this is not working. And then trying again and trying to make it work. And then being like, this is not working. And then like keep hitting brick walls, right? And at some point you stop to assess, because what's not working, you grow frustrated with it. And you're like, hey, how can I work this how can I make this work? And I think for me, one of the most recent moments was when I was at my last job, or I guess second to last job. And my job was physically making me sick. So I already struggle with depression. My depression was very triggered by my job. I also have IBS. And I don't even want to say that because I don't want it anymore. But the truth is I have IBS, and my IBS was being triggered. I was in and out of the doctor's office. They were trying to figure out what was wrong with me. They couldn't put a finger on it. And then the doctor basically said that your gut is your second brain. And so if your brain is, going through stress and trauma, so is your gut. And so that's the only thing that she gave me. So she couldn't even give me medication. She just told me to stop stressing out. And what does that mean when your job is your stressor, right? So me and my husband got engaged in 2016 at the top of the year. And he saw me going through the stuff at my job. He saw me being stressed out. He saw me like crying because my back hurt so much. You know, my aunt passed away and my job wouldn't let me leave to go drive my mother up to Philly to go to the funeral. To go to the, preparing for the funeral. Like she made me work through the whole shift as I was mourning, even though like she could have had somebody cover me, like just little things like that. Right. And so it really showed me that like these people are really not concerned about you. These people are concerned about the dollar and they're willing to kill you to get that dollar. They don't care if you're sick. I had to file for FMLA because, I was taking off too many days at work because I was sick. And once I got married, my husband basically was like, you don't have to work there anymore. Like, just focus on your photography. You don't have to work there anymore. And I took him up on it because I hated that job. I love the people I worked with. I love the patients I got to help. But the management was not good. The support was not there. They were all about like streamlining. So they didn't hire enough people to work. So like if one person called out, everything, was a mess. And then you have to come the next day and fix the mess. It's just too much. So, and then also by working there, I worked in insurance I did a lot of stuff at the hospital. So insurance scheduling, verification for insurance, just blah, 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 boring stuff. But what I saw was a lot of older people working their entire lives. Now they're on Medicaid or, some other insurance, and they have to ask permission to get an MRI to see what's going on with them. They have to ask permission to get a surgery done that could save their life. Like these kinds of things. And it really showed me how wicked the medical system is. And I just couldn't. I had older ladies coming into my office and crying because the insurance isn't doing a thing. And I was powerless to do anything about it. And that was weighing on me heavy, right? It's like, is that what we have to look forward to? You know what I'm saying? So I think stuff like that, like those kind of moments. And of course, like in college and then in high school and in grade school, I think those moments like helped me, help shape my mind around, help me to ask the right questions. Like, why is it like this? I don't understand. Like, what's going on? And yeah, I think moments like that help me to reach aha moments of like, this ain't it. Like, I ain't hustling or dying just to be retired and then not approve my insurance to get a surgery I need. Like, that's whack. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Black Bean says, but you're so welcoming. Why would he or she say that? I love your videos. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm just going to also say this. I think being a Black woman is inflammatory. I think people just don't. I think being a Black woman is inflammatory. I think saying this is for Black women is inflammatory because people are so used to being in Black women things. People are so used to being entitled, I should say, to Black women stuff or Black people stuff. And so when, and of course not Dio, not talking to you because I know your intention now. But I think some people are triggered because they're like, well, why am I not included? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just like, check your privilege. Like, you can be here. Ain't nobody saying you can't be here. But like, be respectful. Like, if I invite you in my home, you don't just entitle yourself to everything in my home unless I know you like that, right? So like, yeah, my friends can come in my house and, they can do whatever they want to do. But you who are a guest, like, I would love it if you could just respect my space. You can watch, you can eat, you can learn, you can dialogue, but you can't demand that I make space for you in my home. And I feel like it's the same way. So yeah, 49 people watching, please like the stream. Oh yes, please, if you don't mind. Yes. Yeah, the job was a lot. It was a lot. Most people don't care about until something of that sort happens to them. And that's very true. That's very true because the same boss that wouldn't let me take off, okay, she was going through her own thing and I was helpful to her. And it wasn't like on some, I'm not even bragging about it. Like I shouldn't even say that, but whatever. I did it because I knew like the pain that she was going through and I didn't need to retaliate against her. And I hope in that moment she realized like, oh, maybe I am being too hard because at the end of the day, I'm just a human with human experiences. So Lucille says, remember Stephanie Perry says these jobs ain't loyal. Okay. And they're not. They ain't. Stephanie is not lying. Absolutely. Yes. Joy. Hi. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to see you. It's so good to see you. Joy is amazing, y'all. Please check out Joy. Yes. Jessica J says, okay, now I need you to create a shirt that says check your privilege. Yes. Okay. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. You answered my question. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Even friends show respect in their friends' homes. Exactly. You don't just, I mean, unless y'all got it like that and y'all have a relationship like that, you don't just bust in somebody's house and be like, give me all your potatoes or all your water or whatever it is. No, like you ask and they offer it. You know what I'm saying? Like you respect it. Like if you have respect for people's home, it's the same thing. Respect people's spaces. Okay. You can be here, just be respectful. That's all I ask. Okay. Um, Thank you, Faith Mama Tribe with Dominique. Thanks, Dominique. I don't know why I got to the end of that with Dominique. I love that you added that. I didn't know that was your name. Hi, Dominique. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's see. Did I miss a question? New A. Hey, sis. I'm so glad I discovered your channel. Your content is so beautiful. Thank you so much, Virtuous CEO lady. I wish I could see your face, but yes. Hello. Welcome. Yeah, respect is a lost art, sadly. Sadly, it is. Yeah. Miss Love says, just found your channel 5 days ago. Congrats on your 5K. Thank you so much, Miss Love. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Okay. So the next question is, what gave you the courage to finally cut your hair off? Is this something you will continue doing? I really want to liberate myself from hair. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So I was going to make a video about my hair story because I feel like my hair taught me a lot of things. But what I will say about cutting my hair towards the end of, as in right here. Hopefully there's more journey. But recently I cut my hair because I had locks before. And this was like my second set of locks. So I had locks before, and doing my hair was stressing me out. Doing my hair was taking up time, energy, and I didn't like the thoughts I had around doing my hair. My hair deserves love and patience and kindness and time. And the thing about black hair, if you know, right? The thing about black hair is that it requires a little bit more. Like it requires more. And I think sometimes we see that as a burden. And I think at that time I was looking at my hair as a burden. But I think that what my hair was teaching me was like to be gentle with myself, to take time with myself, right? But I didn't feel like I had time. And so the way that I was thinking about my hair was like, this is a burden, I hate it. Meanwhile, there are people who don't have hair who can't grow hair, right? And so or people who are going through chemo, things like that. And I wanted to change the language I spoke to myself with. And so I cut it off because I just didn't have the capacity to do my hair. I really just didn't have the capacity. And so, hopefully when I want to grow my hair again, I want to grow locks again. I want to dye my hair. That's always fun. If you know me, you know I'm always dyeing my hair. But just for this season, while I was overwhelmed and burnt out, I just didn't have the energy to do my hair. And so my husband cut it for me. And when he cut it, I felt so free. I felt so beautiful. I was smiling, right? It was less time in the shower doing it. I didn't have hair days. It was just what I needed. And I feel like in this moment, it is what I need too. And, it's funny because I go around my family and my aunt is like, when are you gonna grow your hair back? And I'm like, I don't know. And when I had locks, people really loved my locks. And I think the first time I cut my hair, I wanted something different. And I also wanted to feel like I was beautiful and even without my locks, right? And that's a whole other conversation about self-esteem and self-image. But I felt like people were just drawn to the internet's acting up. Okay. But people were just, if you can hear me, let me know. And then I'll keep talking. Let me know if you can hear me. Why the internet does this, I don't know. Can y'all hear me? Please, let me know if you can hear me. If not, I'll wait. Thank y'all. Sorry. Didn't know if you could hear me swallowing and drinking. Thank y'all. Okay. Thank y'all so much. Okay. I'm just keep talking even if the video messes up. But either way, the first time I cut my hair was because I wanted to feel like I was beautiful even if I didn't have hair. I wanted to see my face and know that my face was beautiful. So the first time I cut my hair, I think because Black women have such a, and it makes sense, right? We have such pride in our hair. Our hair is everything, and our hair is always criticized by somebody. Our hair, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, who am I without my hair? And the thing is, I cut my hair the first time in 9th grade, but I always wore braids, so nobody saw it. But I think that what it taught me was that it taught me to appreciate myself as I am. My face is a little fuller now than the first time I cut it. And growing older comes with different changes, and I wanted to see the beauty in myself today. And every time my husband cuts my hair, I feel beautiful. I feel beautiful. I feel like I just got my hair done, right? I feel wonderful. I feel light. I feel free. I feel free. I feel free. And so yeah, that's the reason why I cut my hair. So I hope that answers your question. So yes. Yes. Okay, cool. Glad y'all can hear me. Thank y'all so much. Okay. Sorry, the source wall asks, have you thought about doing art part-time while working a 9 to 5? I did. That's exactly what I did. While I was working at my job, I did my art. And I'm gonna be honest, I was editing art on company's time because there were no there were no patients coming in at the time. I don't know if that's good work policy, probably not, but I was in there by myself. But I was a photographer part-time, with my full-time job. And so once like I started making some money, so like in photography, like it works in seasons. In the wintertime, nobody's booking photography because it's cold. Then spring, that's very pretty. People want to have like spring pictures. Then summer is kind of slow because it's too hot. But then fall is like when it really like pops off. And so, yeah. So me and my husband got married in October of 2016. So yeah, I did work on my art and work a 9 to 5 part-time. Yeah. Excuse me, sorry. But I wasn't able to work on my music until like I actually got married and moved in with my husband because he had all the equipment. So all this equipment that I use to make music is his. But when I left my job, I was able to work on my music and my photography and all the things I wanted to work on full time until I got another part-time job at a bookstore, which was interesting. It was fine. It was okay. But yes, I did. So yay. Thank you. Joy says, thank you. Please tell us about your tribe and website so we can sign up. Okay. Thank you, Joy. I think you're talking about, you said Black Girl Creative. Okay. So I host a podcast called Black Girl Creative. And right now, the season just started, but I have a free membership for right now. I will be changing that. I will start charging sometime soon because I have to hold myself to it. I'll talk about that too, like capitalism and creativity, because we gotta talk about that. But yeah, so if you want to join, you can I'll share the link. If you're a Black woman creative, Black girl creative. That's not the theme song. I'm just singing to kill time while I search for stuff. But yes. So yeah, and I should also share. So yeah, the podcast is called Black Girl Creative, and you can, let me hide this. Okay, it's ending. Yeah, you can listen to it there. I hope you all enjoyed it. And I'm going to start sharing episodes here as well. So yeah, thank you, Joy. Thank you for that. Black Bean says, congratulations. I would like to cut mine as well. Do it. Every woman who says it, I'm like, do it. It'll be something I'll say it'll be something you won't regret, but I can't really promise that. But yeah, this is the website. Yay. So in there we ask questions, we talk, we debrief, that kind of stuff. And so yeah, recently I've been a little burned out, so I haven't really been posting like that, but yeah, so yay. All right. Gee, same. I get it. I was tired of spending a full day in the hair salon. Yes. And I understand the cultural like fun with getting your hair done, right? Like the connection, the talking, but sometimes it's just laborious. It's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, cool. Jessica J says, yes, it's freeing. I cut mine last year and I want to cut it more because it's grown too much. Listen, do it. Anytime somebody says, I want to do that, do it. Go all in. Go all in. Thank you. Thank y'all. And thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, the video freezes a little. Okay, but the sound. Okay, awesome. Wonderful. Okay. Stephanie says, what a wonderful way to embrace ease. Absolutely. I think about getting rid of like chores, but I forget about the things that make me mean to myself. Yes, that's got to go too. Absolutely. Because I don't ever want to look at myself in the mirror and be frustrated while I'm doing my hair ever again. I never want to feel that way ever again. And until I get in a space where I can do that, I think I'm just going to keep cutting my hair, keep dyeing it, keep cutting it. But one day I'm going to regrow it out. We're going to see. We're going to see what happens. Yes. Hi, Miss Hurricane. Hey. Okay. Or complimented on how good your hair looks. Oh, wow. Is this a continuation? Sorry. Thank you. You look marvelous. Thank y'all so much. Kimberly says, I wish I could have you talk with my son. He's a frustrated videographer, wonderful son, but can't seem to quit that job. Yeah. The thing is, yeah. I will say sometimes it is good to do a job in art so that you're not depending on your art solely to make money for you, to make a living for you. But if he's in a place where he's making good money and the job is just stressing him out, yeah, he should leave. He should leave. Like, what's the point except to save money? But some money ain't worth it. I'm gonna just be honest. All money ain't worth it. It's not. It's not. Yes. Yes. Y'all, it's so worth it. Oh, thank you, Joy. That, first of all, I thought it said y'all are so worth it. But yes, you all are worth it. And thank you for saying that about the membership. I appreciate that. Thank you. Jessica J says, I would like to add how the Black community unfortunately obsesses over long hair. Speak, girl. I started to feel negative about my hair when it wasn't past shoulders, and cutting it freed those negative thoughts. Yes. So yes. One, my hair grows out like this. So, and in order to and the last time I got my hair pressed, they burned my hair. Like they killed it. And that was the second time I cut my hair. Because my hair was dead. It was unusable at that point. And there wasn't any getting back to that. So yeah, like, and sadly, because of European standards and, all these things, we literally are indoctrinated to want long hair. And some people just, want long hair but there's a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of work we have to do to undo what we've been taught to want and like, especially as Black people, because a lot of our phenotypes don't fit what is praised or liked or loved. And I love the fact that, like, what was this, like a few years ago, like the natural hair community started coming out and like, yeah, this is how you like your hair. But then even within the natural hair community, it still seemed like people with like 4C or like coily hair like mine weren't really celebrated like that. It was more about like the curly texture, like the curly girls were getting it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And I feel you on the going past your shoulders. I feel like the last time my hair was past my shoulders was when I had locks. But before then, when I was a kid in high school, no, maybe not even then. I can't even remember what my picture looked like. I don't think it was past my shoulders though. Sestone says, LOL, just gave my mom a close haircut. Yes, now she doesn't have to stress over it. I love it. And look at you doing the Lord's work. No, that's awesome. Laura De Plaza, hi, or De Piazza, excuse me. Your channel calms my nervous system. Oh, yay. So much truth and light. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Okay. Sin Love. Tell me is that the right way to say it? Sin Love. How did you find your RV? Okay. How do we find our RV? So my husband and I went to go look at RV World, to look for our RV initially. We looked on Craigslist. But with Craigslist, like, you don't get like a warranty or anything. It kind of just as is. So a lot of things could be wrong with it and we would never know. RV World is like newer RVs and they are more expensive. Some of them run upwards towards like, they can go high, like to $1 million. Like we've seen one like more than $1 million, and it's like those big bus kinds. And so we're like, nah, this ain't it. So we literally put in our Google Maps, RV sellers or something, and Cruise America came up. And this was in Manassas, Virginia, And we went there, we asked, we inquired. So that was a place where you rent RVs. And so, but they sell Sigh in Love. I am so sorry. Okay. Sigh in Love. Okay. I'm so sorry. But yeah, so they told us that they rent out the RVs. And so they refurbish them essentially and they sell them. So they'll have like high mileage on them. But the thing is they keep them up really well because they are RVs that are rented. So we were able to purchase our RV from there, used. So yeah, that's how we got our RV. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. And Sigh in Love. Okay, I'm going to remember that. Hi, Joey Route. Thank you. Thank you so much. My hair fell out after COVID. Oh, I'm sorry. My hair has always been long. It's hard finding a new identity because part of the American dream is long hair. That part. That is very true. And I'm very sorry your hair fell out. Why can't I speak? I'm sorry that your hair fell out. And I understand that. And I understand your identity being tied directly to your hair. I get it. I totally understand. And I'm really sorry. Yeah, you can come over to our side. I know it's different when you lose your hair, when you're losing your hair, not on your own terms. So yeah, that's heartbreaking. And I'm really sorry about that. Is today your birthday? Oh no, it's not my birthday. It is, excuse me. It is, put her name or their name. Bridgie's birthday. So yes, it is Riddy's birthday. And so we're celebrating them. So yay. Okay. Same here. My goal was 15 inches and finally reached it and COVID snatched it out. I am so sorry. It has been my dream, probably for the wrong reason. Either way, I'm still sorry about y'all losing your hair. Because that is traumatizing. That's hard. Really? So is that a thing? That's nuts. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. But yeah, losing your hair when it's not up to you, like for chemo, or if you have alopecia, or I know a lot of mothers who lose their hair after they have kids. That's hard. Like, cause it's not like you're cutting your hair off for yourself. Like you're doing it. Like you have to cut it because of something else happening, or you're trying to nurse, the hair back. So I'm really sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Prosperous K. Hey, Alicia, thank you. Thank you so much. Stress can help with aid in like hair loss as well. But yeah, I think, with illness, I feel like that's something different too. Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that. All right. Let's see. Um, okay, I just read that one. Okay. Hi Candace. Did you marry a like-minded person, or have you had to teach your husband the path to freedom, or did he teach you? Ooh, good question. How do you stay in sync with your husband regarding how much to give up for your freedom? That's a good question. Because if it was up to me, we would have one subscription, one car, and maybe no furniture. Congrats, by the way. Thank you so much, Candace. Um, I'm so sorry. Aw, thank y'all. 20 to 30% of people use COVID. Sorry, 20%. Sorry, lose their hair after COVID. I did not know that. Yeah, I did not know that at all. Me neither. That's crazy. I am so sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm wishing all of you all a lot of hair growth. I'm wishing y'all healing, all that stuff. Because, yeah, that's hard. That's really hard. Yeah, okay. 20-30% of people lose their hair. I did not know that. That's crazy. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. Did I marry a like-minded person? Yes. Or have I had to teach my husband the path to freedom, or did he teach you? I think that we teach each other the path to freedom in different ways, right? So like, like-minded, I think that we're both artists. We're both artists. I feel like we had the same goals, but I feel like the way that we get there was different. And I feel like us coming together kind of like, oh, I didn't consider this. And he's like, oh, I didn't consider that either. Specifically about the RV. He wasn't for it at first. It took some convincing. It took some charting and showing like what do you call it? Budgets and things like that for him to actually be like, oh, okay, be open to it as an option. So yeah, like, so yeah, I think that we show each other the path to freedom. And I feel like we're both inquisitive like that. I think we're both like contemplative like that as well. Like, this is trash. What is this? Like this is spiritual junk. This is stupid. This is capitalism. This is white supremacy. Like, I think we're both kind of like that. But I feel like we're also both learning. Like, I don't know everything. I don't. And I never want to position myself to know everything. I am unlearning things. I am unlearning the ways that I was taught to think about things. I'm unlearning white supremacy, even in my own life, or internalized misogyny, internalized, colorism, racism, like all the things like everybody else is working through. And I feel like it's a process. So I hope that answers your question. How do you stay in sync with your husband regarding how much to give up for your freedom? How much to give up for my freedom? And I wish that you were here so I could ask you for clarification. But if you're talking about like marriage for freedom, maybe like, I know that some women feel like they have to give up themselves to be married. Yeah, I'm not for that at all. I'm not. I think that a person should be able to flourish in their marriage. I think that they should become more of themselves in their marriage and not have to like shrink down. And anything like, and I was having this conversation with Marquita, you're here, and Marcus, like anything, and Jamal, anything that I have to shrink down around, I said that's your God, right? Like anything you shrink around, like that's your idol. That's an idol in your life. And I feel like I would never want to put my marriage as an idol in my life or my husband. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm shrinking down around anything or anybody, that thing has to go, or I have to reevaluate how I'm showing up and like setting different boundaries and stuff like that. But thankfully I don't have to do that in my marriage. I can be myself. So yeah. And one subscription, one car. We have one car. We have a subscription. Yeah. Like, a lot of Black people share their subscriptions, and so we have some shared, but we also have our own. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. I hope so. John Fogle asks, oh, excuse me. Hold on one second. Yeah, it is. Siren Love says, oh, on to happy healing. Yes, absolutely. Wishing all of you all happy healing. Absolutely. Congrats. Thank you, Ray of Sunshine. Thank you. Am I chopped already still shedding? I am so sorry, Lucille. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Laura D. Piazza asks, what are ways growing in popularity and keeping true to your values and resisting, what are ways growing in popularity and keeping true to your values and resisting going back to hustle culture? Good question. Okay, so growing in popularity, keeping true to my values and resisting going back to hustle culture. Yeah. If we're talking specifically about the channel, I hope that that's what we're talking about. If not, clarify for me. But specifically about the channel, there has been this urge to like, oh, people are watching now, people are subscribing, I have to do more, right? And I'm checking those feelings because no, like I don't want this to become like another job, right? Like this started as like a passion project. This started as something like I just want to share. Like I want to share, I want to connect, I want to create, I want to have fun. Like this is supposed to be fun and freeing. And so I feel like sometimes when we put all this pressure on our creativity, whether that be like with money or like with, an exchange a value or, attention, sometimes we feel the pressure to do the most, right? And I'm just like, no. Take your time. I'm okay with slow growth. I'm okay with going slow. I'm surprised we're at 5K right now. I didn't even foresee me being monetized until the end of the year. That was my end of the year goal. And so like this is happening and I'm happy this is happening, but I also want to stay true to myself and take my time and not burn myself out. Like if anything, like taking the time off at the end of the year showed me that I was doing too much. Like, Stephanie, I was in one of her programs about YouTube, and towards the end, she was like, you don't have to do, I think at the time I was like doing like a bunch of videos, maybe like 5 videos a week. And she was like, you don't have to do that. Like, you don't have to do a live and a video and all these other things. And I'm like, but no, like I want to share and I feel like I have to. And I feel like what this is showing me is that less is more, and like less, but also deeper is more, if that makes sense. Deeper as in like taking my time to create it and share it, So I hope that answers your question. Am I currently in an RV? No. We are moving into one though in May. So soon I will be. So yes. Sign Love. Okay, watch it every day. That's the thing that helped me after I chopped it off. Oh, okay. I hope that helps. I really do hope that helps. Just curious, do y'all live or travel around in the RV? Yes, that's really cool. Oh, thank you. So we used to, in 2019, we stopped because we ran out of money and because COVID hit. And so everything was like, we were in Florida at the time, and I really think it was God. I'm just going to say that. We were in Florida and everything was like not working. The partnerships we were supposed to have with national parks was not working. The money was not coming through. And so we were like, we have to leave Florida. We had no idea that COVID was coming. We were like, we have to leave Florida. So we left Florida, we were all like, sad and like, oh, we're failures. And then COVID hit. So we moved in with my husband's family first in North Carolina. And then we moved back to the DMV. But while we were in North Carolina, that's when COVID hit. And the world shut down. And because the world shut down, a lot of RV parks shut down as well. So when we settled back into the DMV area, got an apartment. And so in May, Lord willing, we will be moving into our RV to travel. So yeah. Yes. Thanks for asking. Okay. Yeah, I love that y'all sharing tips. I love that. I love community. I do. Prosperous K, I agree. You're so wise. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Joy Route says, back to hair. The winter weather has been brutal on my hair living in a van. Oh no, I don't have hair loss, but breakage. I'm so sorry, but we are not our hair. We can wrap it, rock it, flaunt it. That's true. We aren't our hair, but I also do understand like yes, we are not our hair, and I feel like that is the truth, right? So period. Start new paragraph. Like I don't want to say a but to what you're saying at all because it's true. I do think it's something different when we lose something without us wanting to lose it, or we have something taken from us without our consent. There's something like violating about that feeling. There's something, you lack control. And so, with that, there, even though it's like, oh yeah, it's just hair, right? But it's not just hair. Like, especially if you take time with growing it and grooming it, like this is something you've been nurturing. And if, somebody snatches your stuff, you're gonna be upset. You know what I'm saying? So I do agree with you, Joe, right? I do, but I also understand like the pain of losing something that you consider dear, balance and reclaim our power is a spiritual journey. I'm growing too, right along with my hair. Absolutely. B12 and vitamin D help stop my shedding, ladies. Ooh, thank you for sharing. All right. Oh, thank you. How do you fuel and reinvigorate invigorates your passion and creativity. I don't know why whenever I say invigorate, I always say invigorate. But anyway, how do you fuel and reinvigorate your passion and creativity? That's a good question. Good question. How do I fuel? Literally like how you would fuel a car. Taking things like you live, you connect with people. I can't create all the time. Like there has to be seasons where I'm not doing anything, where I'm like living and taking in experiences, because from those experiences, that's when I create, right? So not saying that all the experiences are fun. Like heartbreak is not fun. But I feel like as creatives, especially like in this capitalism, right? This constant need to create these algorithms, these platforms, they're insatiable. Like they want from you all the time because we sustain that platform. We create that platform. Without the creators, the platforms would not exist. But creativity doesn't work like that. Like I said that talking to Stephanie Perry on two Saturdays ago, how art is not made for an algorithm. Like art is art, right? Art takes time, art takes work. And sometimes when you pour out all this art, you need to like replenish what you did, right? So after making an album, I'm like, oh, all right, that's done. I'm not on to the next thing. I'm sitting there, I'm relishing in what's happened, people enjoying it, promoting, marketing, there's that. But I need to take breaks, and Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, gotta wait. So sometimes rest is important for fueling creativity, living, taking in other art, even mediums you don't make. Like, so even if you're a singer, you don't have to listen to music to be fueled by it, and you're not necessarily like, oh, I'm doing this for fuel, right? You're just living, you're just taking a break. And just like how we work in seasons, like how we're coming out of winter now, I feel like in the same way in my winter season, that's when I'm refueling and reinvigorating. Hope that makes sense. But yeah. Yes. Quality over quantity. Do you know where you guys will be RVing this summer? I do, and I'm excited. Okay. So we're going to California. Yes, we're going to California. I've never been to California. Jemiel has. And I am so excited to touch the Pacific Ocean. I'm excited to go to Pacific Northwest. Yeah, so we're going to go to, so the West Coast is our aim. Everything in between. I want to see the Salt Flats. I want to see the Grand Canyon. I want to, drive through Las Vegas. Like I want to do all the things I've never experienced. I think the most west I have gone is Colorado. Yeah, Colorado and New Mexico. That's the most west I've gone. But yeah, I'm excited. So yes, that's where we will be going. And hopefully in the fall, we can be on the Northeast to see the leaves change. That's my hope. So yeah. Yay. Okay. Cadillac Dixon, the Draw My Life Prison Wife. Hi, welcome. I was doing that, making many videos a week. I think I'm doing it because I'm trying to find what I can make my channel grow. Absolutely. So it's just something small YouTubers do. Absolutely. Yeah. A lot of like bigger YouTubers, they literally be like 2-3 videos a month and people are fine with it, and it showed me that like, okay, maybe I don't need to do all that. You know what I'm saying? I can chill, but I was really doing it for fun, but it does burn you out. It does. I was walking, listening to you. The phone wouldn't let me leave a comment. Oh no, I had to rush home to congratulate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all. Okay. Let me go to the next question. I'm going to come back. Oh, okay. Come back to y'all. Okay. Hair loss from stress. I'm sorry. Yeah. Listen, look at all the tips. Y'all try it out. Y'all let me know too how that's working for you. Yeah, because I feel like vitamin D, a lot of us are deficient in it. Like we're not getting enough sunlight. We're not, eating the right things. So absolutely. Virtuous CEO Lady says, I love how you're working towards nourishing yourself and your passions. Yes, absolutely. I'm trying. Joy says, art is not made for an algorithm. Please say that again. It is not. Art is not made for algorithms. They're made for people. They're made for human beings. And algorithms cannot tell you, like, algorithms can't gather information around how your art really makes people feel. They gather data like, oh, how long did this person stay on this video? Did they watch it? Is a thumbnail cute? Is a title cute? Like, like these kind of things. But art itself, like art is way more intense. That's not the word I'm going to use, but I'm going to go with it. Way more intricate than anything for an algorithm. And it sucks because even as a photographer, sometimes I'll post a photo. I'm like, I love this photo. All the time that went into making that photo, the shooting, the editing, right? The lighting, the color grading the photo, all these things, the cropping, like taking stuff out of the bag, like really doing the artwork, people will never appreciate that because it's like literally it's on Instagram and they're like, oh, that's cute, scroll. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like you lose the depth. You lose the depth of some art on these platforms. Like a lot of work goes into people making videos. A lot of work goes into people making songs and paintings and photos and films. And so I feel like what these platforms teach us as consumers is to not really appreciate the artist. Even streaming platforms, Spotify is teaching you not to appreciate the art that went into the work because like we're streaming the songs, like any song that we want for $9.99 or $9.99, however much Spotify is a month, right? And so we're not really seeing all the work that goes behind making a project. We think like, oh, it's just easy. No, it's not easy. Like so yeah, it's not made for an algorithm. That's all I'm gonna say. And so making things is hard. It takes time, and sometimes those timelines don't line up with algorithms. So that's what I'm trying to say. Okay. Yeah, self-care is best. We'll be in LA. Oh, yay. Awesome. Maybe we could do like a meetup or something. That'd be fun. Nice. I'm hitching a ride on the roof. That's totally fine. Twixie That Gemini says, yes, you got to experience things in life to have something to value. Absolutely. Something with value to write, sing, or express across. Absolutely. You just got to live. You got to live to make. Make sure you go to the North Rim of the Grand Canyon. Ooh, thank you for that. The drive itself is gorgeous. Plus, there are many fewer visitors. Take a moonlight walk on the rim with a ranger. Mind blowing. Oh, that sounds beautiful. Thank you, Becca. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Miss No Buntu, Diva. If anything, my art right now is rescuing me from a recent breakdown and burnout. I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. My art is healing me right now. Use your art to also heal yourself. Absolutely. The project that I made called Matter, again, was made from a breakup with my friends. And I didn't know that I was making an album when I wrote those songs. I didn't know that I was making an album or making a book. I also wrote a book called Matter with just like thoughts, poetry, prose, and photos. I didn't know I was doing that, but I was healing. And then I just put it together and allowed other people to read it, see it, listen to it, and other people resonated with it. So yeah, absolutely. Okay, I'm going to come right back to you all's questions. But first, let's see this one. It says, who are your heroes and role models? Yeah, so I thought hard about this because like, do I have heroes? My heroes are my family, my friends. Yeah, my family, my friends, y'all. Like literally, I feel like people, I don't know. I never want to hold someone in like too high, like above me, like, oh my God, like they're amazing. Like, because people are amazing, but I also feel like I can learn something from everybody, right? Like everybody's a hero, you know what I'm saying? And I know it's kind of like a cheesy answer, but it's true. It's true. Like I fall in love with people every single day and I learn stuff from other people every single day. But I will say like specifically for my close friends, like growing with them, living life with them, seeing how they navigate hard times, how they, how they celebrate, how they live, like they're my heroes. So I hope that answers your question. But yes. All right. Tess asks, how did you prepare financially to leave your job? Did I prepare financially? I don't even know if I prepared financially. I think my husband was like, you don't have to work here. And I said, wonderful. I think maybe we saved a little bit, but I don't think I saved much because I couldn't really save much at that job. It wasn't really paying like that. But yeah, thank you so much, Tess Hudson. I appreciate that. Yay. Okay. Okay. Did you know that you have a fan all the way in South Africa? No, I didn't, but welcome. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for watching. Let's see. Trying to find the questions. Okay, here we go. I really like your channel and share the same mindset. I also just left a comment on your channel. Thank you. I'm moving back to my country in part because of the things you talk about. My question is, would you move to a less laid back country in the Caribbean or somewhere in Africa with different, okay, I think a more laid back country. More laid back in the country in the Caribbean or somewhere in Africa with a different mindset or economic system? Yes, I would. I think I'm trying to figure out how to move to a place. And again, check out Stephanie, check out She Done Loose, check out Adelia, Picky Girl Travels the World. Like all these people, like they're living it. They're living the dream. And I think like just by watching their content, by taking it in, I think I'm trying to figure out where to move and like how to live in those places. Because again, I don't want to be a person that comes in, much like the RVing space, right? Me and my husband have an RV channel, but like we don't want it to come across as like, we don't want to be gentrifiers. We don't want to like erase the people who live in their cars or, RVs and vans because they don't have any other choice. You know what I'm saying? Like we want to share our journey, but we also want to be mindful and respectful of folks who are actually like living this because they don't have a choice. So I think in the same way, like trying to move to a different country, I have thought about moving to the Caribbean. St. Thomas is my favorite place in the whole wide world right now so far. And I would love to move to St. Thomas. I would love to move to St. Thomas. However, a lot of the houses there that are appealing to me, I'm just gonna be honest, they're like millions of dollars because like, you know, rich people buy them up. So I don't want to be that kind of person. You know what I mean? So I hope that makes sense. Hope that makes sense. Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Yay. There you are. Okay. Beauty for Ashes. Hello. Questions. What do you do for a living? How much do you make? How did you become okay with what you wanted to do for a living rather than what other people would be proud of? Has your way of life caused conflict with family or friends? I love your thoughts and the way your mind looks at the world. Thank you. The heart of my question really is how has viewing operating in the world this way affected you personally, and what does it look like for you to live out the views? Okay. So how has viewing and operating in the world this way affected you personally, and what did it look like for you to live out the views? Ooh, yeah. As an artist, that is like, that is something parents don't want to hear, that your child wants to be an artist. I don't know if that's true across the board. I'm just going to be honest. My mom was like, how you paying the bills though? Right. So, yeah, so there has always been this friction, I'll say, between the life that I want to live and like the life that, and the expectations that other people have for me. And of course, obviously, my mother just wants me to do well. She wants me to not be broke and poor on the street somewhere. I get that. But for me, it was like killing me to work at these jobs, to be respectable and to be responsible, right? And not that, and again, I'm trying to change that language too, because just because you're an artist doesn't mean that you're not responsible. Let's start there. But I think the way that we look at art, the way that we look at artists, it's a very, it's like, oh, you have to be poor on the street to make good art. And that's not the case. Like even back in the day, and I forget the book called Real Artists Don't Starve by Jeff Goins, I think it's called. Basically, like, people had patrons, like artists had patrons. And so they would fund the art because they saw the value in it so they could create. And so a lot of artists today, that's why they have Patreons. That's why they have, these funds, these memberships, because they want to be able to fund their art from people who actually support and value their art. But also people are making money by being services, right? So being a photographer for a wedding, or, painting, a mural for, a business, or I don't know, doing voiceover acting like my husband does for, a company. So there are ways, but I feel like these ways aren't really shown and shared, not even in high school. Like that wasn't an option for me. Nobody told me, oh yeah, you can be a singer. You could teach people how to write songs. You could, you could do X, Y, and Z. It was like, you got to go to college, you got to get a real job, and you have to do the thing that adults do, which is like trade in 30, 40, 50 years of your life, and then you retire, and then then you can live your life. So I think if I had known what was available back then, if my mother had known too, then I think that she would be more for it if I had a plan. But really, it took me trial and error to get to that plan. And it wasn't always pretty. I was poor. My car got repossessed. Like, it's not funny, but it's funny now. I was laying in bed at my mother's house. And my mother said to me, and this is when I had a job. Let's start there. Anyway, my mother said to me, she came in the room and I could hear in her voice that she was kind of panicked, but she wasn't trying to stress me out. She was like, your car is not in the driveway anymore. And I was like, they probably took it. I literally just said, like, you know what? Forget it. They caught me. They got me, right? Because I was struggling to pay my bills. And it wasn't because I was being irresponsible. It was just, I wasn't making that much money. But yeah, like they took my car. Baby, you remember them days. Marcus and Marquita, y'all remember them days. Like they took my car, and, there have been some ugly times with me pursuing art. But literally, I'm just now starting to see like hefty return on the art that I'm making. And I'm happy for that. So yeah, I hope that answers your question as well. What do I do for a living? What do I do for money? I am a photographer. I sing. I make content. I podcast. I also had programs and things like that for Black Girl Creatives that I'm revamping this summer. Stay in tune because more stuff is coming. Yeah. I take gigs here and there. And yeah, I actually had my song in a commercial recently. So that was fun, and they paid me, so that was great. So there are other ways to make money with your art that just aren't, that you don't have to like be a superstar on tour to be okay to live. Like you can find other ways to use your art to make a living. So yeah, but yes, there was friction. There were arguments. My mother, after we got married, my mother told me to get a job because, I should have a job. But I think what I, even if I did get a job, I still held on to my dream. I was like, no, this is important because I can't shake it. I can't shake it and I don't want to let it go. So yeah, hope that answers your question. Where'd I leave off? Let's see. Sorry, y'all. Okay, Marquis said this is facts. Yes, it is. If anything, okay, yes, rescuing me, your spirit and thoughts. Thank you. Okay. How did you transition? Excuse me. Your spirit and your thoughts are so encouraging to listen to. Thank you. How did you transition or change your mindset and start thinking and relearning your truth and values for yourself? Ooh. I think a lot of pain, if I'm being totally honest. Just like, even if it's not like immense pain, the frustrations, right? You start having to question the things you're going through, question how you feel. And the thing is, like, even as a kid, I always knew that something was off. These phrases that we say to each other, these ways that we treat each other, like something is not right. This doesn't make any sense, but we're accepting it like it's truth. But I just asked a lot of questions. Why do I have to do that? What does it mean when that really says that, right? Like even scripture things, right? Like when it says, God doesn't put more on you than you can bear. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. And that's going to upset some people. But like, I think God does put more on us than we can bear because he wants us to lean on him. Because like, if I can handle it by myself, what do I need God for? And I'm not, again, we can go down a rabbit hole with that. But I think just like some things that we say, and it's not in the Bible, right? Like some things we say, I feel like we've just kept saying them because they've been told to us and we accept it as truth. And I did a video about like a phrase that says, you attract who you are. I disagree with that. If you're a good person, you attract everybody. And what you entertain, though, says a lot about what you think about yourself, right? Because I see victim blaming a lot in our culture. I see victim blaming a lot in our culture. And I feel like stuff like that makes me question, and it kind of turns my stomach. Because I'm like, think deeper, think deeply. Like, why do you keep telling people to pull themselves up by their own bootstraps? Why do you keep telling them that they attract who they are? Why do you keep telling them that if bad things happen to them, they must be a bad person, right? Like, what is going on with this? And I feel like we say this because it's easy and we don't have to think critically about it. But yeah, really just like asking questions, going through hard times in my own life, seeing people for who they really are, trying to see myself for who I really am, just like experience. Yeah, and I feel like I joke about this, but it's not funny. I think that some of the wisdom I have is literally from trauma. I feel like people who go through a lot of trauma in their life, they have to grow up fast, and so there are things I had to learn on the fly, figure it out and keep on going, yeah. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. I'm BS with like I really want to go to the Grand Canyon too. Yeah, it does look beautiful. It does. Algorithms make artists feel like their art is not good enough when it's not seen. Absolutely. Okay, you can spend a lot of time on art and nobody would see it, nobody likes it, and you feel like, oh, I'm a horrible artist. That's not true. That's not true. Where did you meet your husband? I met my husband. So we both belong to an organization, a Christian organization. And I met him. So he went to University of Maryland, College Park. I went to Towson University, and we met officially like at the meetings that our regional meetings would have. So we both belong to the organization. That's how we met. We were friends for a while. It wasn't until 2014 that we started like dating. And yeah, then 2016 we got married. So he was always there. We were always like in each other's circles, but never really like hanging out together or like, it's just like, oh, that's Jamile. Okay. And you keep, that kind of thing. So it's like, yeah, but it wasn't until he actually was asking for someone to help him with the musical project he put on. And my friend said, hey, I recommend Alicia because she sings. And that's when we like officially like met. And I think that was like 2011. Baby, tell me if I'm wrong. I think it's 2011. But yes, thanks for asking. Don't mean to be nosy, but super intrigued about the RV experience. UK based. Hey, welcome. But did you guys revamp the RV, etc.? Would be cool to see a vlog if possible. Yes. Okay. So me and my husband, people keep asking, and I'm like, why don't I just share the channel? My husband and I have an RV channel that's called Fox and Miles, The Adventures of Fox and Miles, and we talk about different things. But I could just share that with you. Oh, you all can see. You all can see my screen. Adventures of Fox and Miles. I watch a lot of Dodo, y'all, because they're happy. Okay. Boom. All right. So I'm going to copy and share the thing here. But yes, we did mini renovations. I want to do more now. I want to put like different colors on the wall, switch things up a little bit to make it more lively in there. But we just took out the jackknife sofa and painted the walls, I think. And we put a desk in there. And so that was basically our renovation. But this year we hope to do a little bit more. So I'm excited. Okay. Let's see. People are here. Absolutely. Okay. You answered. Yay. Why St. Thomas? So I went on a cruise, literally. The reason is it's just pretty. It's just pretty. I love it. The people are really kind there. And again, yeah, the people are really kind there. And I just liked it. I just enjoyed it. My husband and I, we did a cruise for our honeymoon and we went snorkeling in St. Thomas. That was a lot of fun. That was scary because I literally have a fear of sea animals because they're more equipped for the environment that they live in than me. But I love St. Thomas. It's just beautiful. You know, it's gorgeous. Oh, thank you. How do you overcome feeling internally exhausted on top of dealing with lifelong depression and anxiety that you don't even want to do your art? I write, but I don't feel up to it most days. Yeah. Literally resting. Some days, like, I want to do something and I just can't. I literally just cannot. And I literally have to have grace with myself instead of saying, I should be able to do this. I should be able to do this. Why can't I do this? Because it's like, it's attacking myself. It's attacking myself for being sick, and that's not fair. So trying to change my language in the way that I see it, like, okay, I'm having a day or I'm having a week or a month or a season, and I need to take care of myself. I am my number one priority, not the art I create, not, the people that watch my stuff. It's really about me and my health. Like, what good is all this if I'm not well, So sometimes, like, I've tried pushing through, and sometimes that works when I have to push through. But if I don't have to, I'm not going to. I literally just cannot. Like, nothing flows when I am depressed or when I am super anxious. So yeah. And it's okay. Like, and that's okay. You're not going to feel like doing it every single day. And I feel like that's fine, So I hope that is encouraging. I mean, and encouraging, what I will say is, I feel like we live in a culture that tells us we have to always be doing, always be creating, always be making. And when we can't, we feel deficient. You're not deficient. There's nothing wrong with you. I mean, have anxiety, obviously, like there's something wrong, obviously, but you taking care of yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you have permission to take your time. You have permission to take a break. You have permission to nurse yourself back to health, to a place where you can create. And when you create from a healthy place, you create your best stuff anyway, So yeah. Caribbean has my heart. My family's from the Caribbean. Oh, yay. And it's nothing like it. Yeah. It's really cool. It's really cool. I can totally relate to that. The jobs just feel like somewhere to die slowly. Yikes. But true. But true. Me neither, Barbara. I didn't know that either. And hi, Barbara. I lost mine after chemo, 2018 breast cancer. My self-image changed. Didn't feel like me. Oh, okay now. Awesome. Shout out to you for being a survivor. Much love to you. I know we're all cheering for you in the chat. That's awesome. No one understands an artist but another artist. We're a weird bunch. We're weird. Yes. Belinda Harris says, hey, hello, y'all. I'm late. I've missed so much, but we'll check out the replay. You're fine. You're fine. Thank you for being here. You're right on time. Yes. Okay. Let me answer some questions over here, and I'll be right back with y'all. Okay. How deep is your love? Oh, that's it for that one. Okay. So let me stop sharing my screen because I have another post that I did. Stop screen. Okay. I had another post, and I will pull that up because there was like 2 posts that I did. How deep is your love? Is it like the ocean? My husband told me to play music, so there's no awkward silences, and here we are. So, okay, let's see. Sort by newest first. Okay. All right, here we go. We're back at it, but first let me answer your questions here. Yes, lessons we need to learn. I agree about attraction. I've been saying that for the longest. Yeah. Your comment about who you entertain tells you more about yourself. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I was taking all types of treatment because I thought that's what I deserved. And I also, to add to that, I thought a good Christian takes all treatment, and that's not true. Like setting boundaries is what God wants, right? Like setting boundaries is what our creator wants. Like if we make something precious, we don't want somebody just like putting their hands all over stuff or breaking it or not treating it with respect. And in the same way, our creator, right? Like he's like, yo, why are you letting these people treat you like that? And I think a lot of people paint Christians specifically to be like really passive or and like Christ wasn't passive. So why are we? That's another conversation for another day. Okay. Literally it's all about standing up for oneself every day and finding language for it and not shift. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, 2011. Yes, that's when we worked on the project together. Absolutely. Um I am sitting on a bouncy ball. I am. Yes. Glitter the entertainer. Hi, welcome. I said I would pull up. Congrats. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Um Barbara says, I left good paying jobs as an RN, was tired of this after almost 25 years. Coping with less money is difficult, but you can make it. I agree. I'm so glad you met each other. You compliment each other. So, oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Did I answer this? Did this come up again? Yeah. So we met in college. Long story short, kind of, but yeah, in the same organization. Cyan Love says trauma definitely makes you grow up fast. Absolutely. You ain't got no choice because who else is gonna do it for you? You know? Yeah. Denise, hi. I hope I'm saying that right. I've learned that we must rest and pour into ourselves in order to put out anything creative. Absolutely. We can't pour from an empty cup. Couldn't say it better myself. Absolutely. Survivor. Yes, absolutely. Survivor. We celebrate you. That's how I found you from the Fox and Mouse channel. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, my wife and I cruised the Caribbean for our honeymoon and swear we belong there. Definitely have to go back. Absolutely. Okay. It's awesome. But I just want to be able to like give back to the community, like what we're taking, right? So like, I don't know, like they're offering so much, it's a lot. They're offering so much beauty and all these other things. I just don't want to keep taking while the people who live there have to suffer. And that's how I feel. That's why I struggle with like the travel companies and things like that. Cause I'm like, y'all not doing right. And y'all know y'all not doing right. Have you ever been nervous to share your art? Yes. Yes. I was nervous before I just pressed live and I'm not even sharing anything. I mean, I guess I'm sharing my answers, but yes, I get nervous every time I share my art because it is a very vulnerable experience. Like you're literally saying, hey guys, look what I made. I hope you like it. And you're opening yourself up to folks criticizing it or tearing it down or loving it. And then like having to maintain this love for it. Oh, I never sent the channel, y'all. My bad. I don't know if it's going to send. Okay. That's my husband and I's RV channel. I don't know why they didn't send it. But anyway, but yes, I get nervous every time I sing a song, every time I record a video, every time I go live. Yes, I am a nervous wreck. I am probably sweating. My friends are probably hyping me up and my husband is telling me, you're going to be fine. It's going to be fine. But yeah, I get nervous. And my husband told me something today. I didn't know this, but Tiger Woods, I guess, apparently, he says if he ever goes to tea and he's not nervous, it's time for him to hang it up, right? Like it's time for him to put it away. But I think that people, when they value what they do, when they believe in what they do, of course they want it to be received well, right? Like it's almost like an extension of them. Even though we shouldn't look at art like that, it does feel like that. It feels like I'm sharing the most intimate parts of me with you. And so, again, like you're opening yourself up to anything and to everything. And so, yeah, I get very nervous. And I think that's a normal feeling, Tony says you never know. Okay. You may have partly, look, that's true. You could have family there for real. Yes. Yes, absolutely. No problem, Barbara. Thank you for being here. Have you ever had nervousness hold you back from sharing your art with your community? And how did you overcome it? Yes. I have, I literally was going to do a video called I Made a Book and I didn't tell anybody about it because I did. It's on the bookshelf. It's okay. I'll go get it later. But yes, I have held back from sharing my art because of fear. Because at the time, the fear was greater than my, resolve to keep sharing anyway. Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. How did I overcome it? Honestly, I think sometimes we wait to be fearless to do something. You will never be fearless. Fearlessness does not exist. And I mean, there are some things that, you won't be afraid of necessarily, but I feel like when it comes to your art and sharing, there's always some risk involved, right? And whenever there's any risk involved, you feel fear. You feel fear because you might lose something. You might, like, somebody might devalue it. You might lose respect from someone, like, whatever, whatever it is, there's risk involved. And I feel like whenever there's risk involved, there is going to be some nervousness. But the answer to it is just working through it. And it's hard and it sucks. There is no like magic pill to like doing something. Like I can try to trick myself into doing something. When I post a video, post and walk away. That's my trick. Like I post it, I walk away. Or I post something on Instagram, walk away, right? Not give myself time to marinate on it, to like be like, oh no, like to criticize it, just post it. And like that's why you'll see a video. Sometimes I won't respond to the comments until way later. Because I am nervous about the response of what I'm saying. For example, sharing my depression story. That was hard. That was hard because there's still stigma around mental health issues in the Black community specifically, and just in general. But also like it is making yourself vulnerable. And so the more eyes you have on your stuff, the more you feel exposed and seen. But literally, like, courage is a muscle. Like you keep working it. You keep working it. You keep showing up. You get better and better. And I don't think that I ever will be fearless. And I think I just have to accept that. Like the fear is going to be there. And the fear wants to keep you safe. The fear wants to keep you from dying, or keep you from dying socially, right? Like it wants to keep you safe. But we have the power to be like, okay, fear, I see you. I appreciate you. But girl, I got to do this thing anyway, And my husband asked me, and like I carry this card with me, and it says, do you care more about your fear, or do you value your fear more than your art? Do you value your fear more than your art? Or almost like saying, do you value your comfort more than your art? And it's like, no, I value my art more than anything. You know what I'm saying? So I have to share it, So yeah. And I think what you might find is that a lot of people are really supportive, way more supportive than you probably think that they are, So yeah. Hope everyone here likes the video. Let's support the queen. Oh yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Denise asks, have you ever considered writing an anthology? I'd love to share your story. Oh, thank you. Ooh, I never thought about that. No, I never thought about that. That's interesting. I'll keep chewing on it. But I've never thought about that. Thanks for that suggestion. Yeah. Everything is Politics says, really enjoyed this live chat. Oh yay. Have a good night. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Seth Stone says, that's good because I have a lot of art I've never shared based off of fear. Yeah, same. And again, I think also sometimes I know, like when I'm first starting to do art, it's going to be bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I still want to make room and give love to the part of me that is bad at something. I still want to not shame myself for being bad at something. So I'd be like, okay, let's just do it messy. Let's do it. Let's just go in. And I think a lot of people like to see the journey of being bad at something too good, because they're like, oh, that's attainable for me too. Like if such and such could do this from this, then I could do it too, And it creates like camaraderie instead of you having to present yourself as perfect all the time, because perfect does not exist. Perfection is a lie. And it's a way to perfection is fear. The internet's work and not messing up, but I hope that you can still hear me. Perfection is fear. And we say like, oh, I want to be perfect. And it's like, no, you just don't want to be afraid anymore, So yeah. Okay. Yes. Just don't let fear paralyze you. Talking to myself also. Same here. Talking to myself as well. All right. We're going to finish up with these questions. Let's see. Share screen. This is me filling in music. Let me breathe your air. All right. Here we go. Hi, Shelby Steven. I have a question. What are some foolproof systems you have established that help you stay on track and make content consistently? I do not make content consistently. Let's start there. Sometimes I take breaks when I need to, but my foolproof systems are not foolproof. Just because life happens. I'm human. It's just me, like, me working as a creator, as a maker. But what has helped is batching content. So literally on a Monday, I might record 4 videos at a time. And then I space it out over the month to record those videos. And the next week I might be inspired and I'll record something small and share that. Cue the elevator music. Exactly. I should have set that up before I went live, but here we are. It's all good. But yeah, so I batch content. Especially when I'm because I suffer with depression, I'm not going to feel like doing something every single day. So I'm like, oh, it's a good day to create. I feel inspired. Let's create. Let's go with it. So like going with the passion, creating with the passion. But then also being okay with, okay, I don't have a video out this week. It's okay. Like I didn't post a video yesterday. Sundays are usually the day that I post videos. And I didn't post anything yesterday. And at first I was like, oh, I didn't post anything. I was like, it's okay. We're fine. Everybody will be fine. So yeah, consistently, sometimes it's not happened, but batch recording, working with my passion when I feel energized, that's how I do it. So yeah. May I share your music? Absolutely. Will you be putting your music on any platform like Napster, Pandora, etc.? Your song about sensitivity is a bop. Thank you. And I want to listen to it all day, every day. Oh, thanks. Also, can you make a song about being unapologetically confident? Yes, I can. And the sensitivity song is not out yet. But if you want to, hold on one second. If you want to download the loop versions of the songs, I have a Alicia Renice.me/feel good music. If you go there, yep, okay. So let me type this in the chat. Alicia Renice.me/feel good music. Did it work? Okay, yes. If you go to that link and sign up, you can get free downloads of the loop version of that song while I'm working on that song in studio. So I have to re-record the songs that I did on the loop station in the studio so that I can put it out there and put it on Spotify. But I do have music on Spotify. If you search Alicia Renice, I'm there. Some songs are there. I just released an EP on the 28th, and it's an EP that I did a while ago, but it's called Play Volume 2. It has songs in there that I really like, that I covered, like Ain't No Mountain High Enough. Yeah. So if you want to go there, I'm there. I'm on all the streaming platforms. So yes, I hope that answers your question. All right. Share the screen again. Okay. Here we go. Okay. And yes, I can make one about being unapologetically confident. I love it. And thank you for the grace. That is, of course, when you have time to. I appreciate that. Thank y'all so much. People have been very kind. Let's see. Okay, this is a question. Hi, I recently discovered your channel and love some of your content and philosophy of self-love and being authentic. I started my YouTube channel about 6 months ago. I have a lifestyle vlog and promote people in the Pacific Northwest, following their passion, as well as sharing my story as a Black American Filipino woman and promote diversity. That's awesome. In one of your videos, you mentioned how exhausting life can be. Yes. How do you keep producing your content when you first start? Okay, I think I answered this question already, but yes. When there are so many obstacles to overcome in regards to your video being seen, i.e. my husband is one of my subscribers and he only has 3 channels he subscribes to. He said he didn't get a notification when I uploaded, but I got a notification for his other channels. Yeah. So it took a while for my stuff to be seen by a lot of folks. And you know, I don't have the answers for that. I literally just kept sharing. I just kept sharing. And I feel like literally that's how you have to work through it. People will say like, oh yeah, this is how the algorithm works and things like that. And I do feel like there is truth to that. But I think that sometimes you just gotta keep going. You gotta keep creating, gotta keep iterating, gotta keep trying to find your flow. Like, what is your thing? And your people will find you. They will come to you. And you will be able to build a community around that. But as far as like, how do I keep producing content when I first started? When I first started, I had my expectations were kind of low, I think, when I first started, because my channel used to be for my studies. I used to study, so I have my degree in sign language. And so I would have to upload videos of me signing and send it to my teacher. That's why I started my YouTube channel. So all my videos were like me signing to teachers and doing homework. And then it wasn't until later that I started singing on there. Like my husband and I went to Charleston. I forget what year that was, but I sang like, Is This Love? Is This Love? At the Angel Oak Tree. You all should see that in South Carolina, by the way. It's gorgeous. Angel Oak Tree. Yes, that's what it's called. And I started sharing it and people started saying like, oh, that's nice. I'm like, oh, people are watching my stuff. Like back in the YouTube, like the early YouTube days, like I wasn't really doing it for like likes. It was just like, oh, I'm just sharing stuff. But later on, that's when stuff started to pick up. And I feel like that's when I started feeling the pressure of like, oh, I hope people like this. And I'm just like, I don't want that energy, right? I want the freedom I felt when nobody was paying attention to my stuff. And by me creating stuff that I just want to create, that I want to see, me talking to the younger version of myself, me interviewing my friends for fun, and, you know, just having a good time, people started paying attention. So I think sometimes you just have to be yourself and just keep sharing your things. And there are technical things about YouTube. Again, I say check out Stephanie Perry. She has a whole course on YouTube, a whole program, a whole membership. Please check her out because you can get your answers there. I don't know that much about YouTube. I'm just literally winging it. I'm winging it, and I'm more than winging it. Let me clarify. I am trying to be intentional, but this stuff that is happening, I could not have planned this stuff happening. Like I didn't foresee this happening for myself at all. So yeah, or at least not until like the end of the month, and not like this. So yeah. I hope that answers your question. And again, check out Stephanie Perry. Like I said, she has information on YouTube that's really helpful and informative. Okay. Cyan Love. Hi. Okay. I think we answered this question about the RV. Thank you, Gospel Girl 2012. Will you please share what keeps you on the path of liberation? Ooh, so like stay free. I think it's incredibly brave to live an authentic life. For me to do so has required a lot of healing and asking myself some pretty tough questions to get to the heart of who I am. Thank you for sharing your wisdom with us. Thank you for listening. I appreciate that. And for hearing my heart. I think what you said is what I do. What keeps me on the path of liberation? Having a community, being grounded, being around people who love me not for what I make or what I do, but for who I am. People who really see me for who I am, you know? And I think that sometimes in culture, in certain cultures, in certain circles, their friends, like people are friends because of what they do and who they're connected to, right? It's like about a come up. I'm grateful to say the friends I got, like, they just love me because if I never sang another song, they wouldn't care. Like, I think they want me to sing, obviously, but like they wouldn't treat me any differently. Being grounded with people who actually love me, that keeps me free. Like I don't feel bound when I'm around these people. Also taking breaks, not being a slave to a system, not being a slave to an algorithm or a platform. Unplugging, going away, treating myself like a person that I am, and not like I'm not not an avatar. I'm a real person with real needs. Checking in, journaling. And again, asking those tough questions, getting to the heart of who I am. I'm still learning so much about myself. I don't have all the answers. I'm gonna keep saying that till the day I die. And what I say in this video might contradict what I say 10 years from now or tomorrow or 5 minutes from now. And I'm okay with that because I know that I'm ever growing, ever changing based on what information I take in, what experiences I have, new perspectives I've gained. And I think it's just a process. It's just a journey. Like I'm not there wherever there is. And I don't think we ever will be until like we pass. But yeah, I'm just open to the journey and learning new things, like asking myself the hard questions, like, oh, what am I shrinking around, right? What do I need to free myself? Like, how am I being mean to myself? Like cutting off my hair, like doing things like that, like just taking it one step at a time, doing the next best step. So yeah, yay. Fist Girl, hey, 2, says, what gets you out of bed each day? Ooh, passion. Passion gets me out of bed every day. In the morning, I feel very energized. I'm like, mornings are like my favorite. I feel energized. I feel creative. I feel driven. But specifically like with depression and stuff, maybe that's what you're asking. What gets me out of bed each day? When I'm having a depressive episode, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't get out of bed, and my husband is like, "You can just rest today, right?" Or I get out the bed and get on the couch, or I get out of the bed and lay on the floor and watch videos. And I'm okay with that. I think before, like I said, I was trying really hard to push through and to be this person I wasn't at that moment. And I'm okay with that. But yeah, what gets me out of bed every day? A new day. No matter what happened the night before, then in the next morning, I feel great. I'm like, let's do this, for the most part. So yeah. Yes. Wait, did you just get 4K in one day after being on Stephanie's show? Exactly. Like, so I was supposed to do a 3K Q&A. And by the time I gathered all the questions and was trying to, formulate my answers, I was like, whatever. I'm just going to have to answer this in real time. We were at 5K. And I'm like, well, let me just do it live and not, wait any longer. So yeah, I'm grateful. And thank you, Stephanie, for having me on your show. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you, Ashley Thomas. How are you feeling? I am feeling good. I'm grateful. Again, I'm also fighting imposter syndrome, like I said, because it's like, is this a fluke? What if people don't want to stay around, right? Like, what if people are just like subscribing because of that one video or because of this idea that they have of me, right? Like there is fear that I feel, but I'm trying to push it away, and not like in a dismissive, like, no, but like really let's go deeper with this feeling. Like, why do you feel that way? Why do you feel like you're an imposter? Why do you feel like this is a fluke? Like, why can't you receive like the happy things that are happening, right? I'm always like, because of trauma, I be waiting for the other shoe to drop. And so I don't want to do that in my life anymore. I just want to be like, this is a good thing that's happening and I'm happy. and walk away. Like, this is a good thing, and I'm happy. So I feel I'm grateful. I'm happy. I'm excited that people actually resonate with what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's interesting. Like, I was bullied and stuff like that in elementary school, and like made fun of and stuff, and for being strange. Like, Stephanie said this on her channel, was like, do you consider yourself a weirdo? Yes I do. And it's lovely to see and I'm not calling you all weirdos, obviously, but seeing other people like me who resonate with what I'm saying, who understand where I'm coming from. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling. Okay. How do you deal with the people you care for the most, attitudes or behavior when you start living on your own terms? I'm having a hard time dealing with people I love. However, I love the person I'm becoming, but I feel the rate I'm going, I will be alone. One, I will say you're not going to be alone. I don't think that. I think you might have to change groups that you hang around with, because there are more people than not who are trying to be free, right? Who are trying to live life on their own terms. And I feel like there's a community for everything. And I'm not saying throw your people away. That's not what I'm saying. But maybe be selective with what you share with this community. Maybe be, you know what I'm saying? Like, be wary. Like, if you know, like, there's a rapper, Belief, and he has a channel called Belief in Fatherhood. And one of the things that he says is protect your genius. And he's specifically talking about, like, I guess, like, your dreams or like your genius, right? And he's saying, like, you have to protect that thing. And I do feel like around some people, especially when you're still growing, like, if you're growing a sprout, you're not gonna hang, like, I think about, like, the Charlie Brown Christmas tree and how they put the ball on it and the tree, like, slumped over. Like, obviously that tree is not strong enough to handle that. And if your dream is not strong enough to be able to withstand people blowing on it and treating it, saying sideways things about it, protect it. You don't have to share it with them. You could keep it to yourself. I have a journal where I write down all of my dreams in it, like all the things I want to do. And when I feel led to share it, then I share it. But I know that if I share it with the wrong people, they will destroy my dream. They will keep me bound. And that's on me, right? Like, that's me. And because some people are just projecting, they're trying to keep you safe. But I do feel like you have to make the wise decision to protect your dreams, to protect the life that you want to live. And if that means yes. And if that means you not sharing it with those people and still loving them and being in community with them, wonderful. And then you need to find a community where you can share your dreams, where it's not going to be judged or, talked down or destroyed. Yeah. So I hope that answers your question. But yes, how do I deal with people I care about? I love them, and I really think to myself, maybe that's just something about what they're doing, right? Maybe that has nothing to do with me. But sometimes, yeah, it hurts when my mother didn't approve of me just going for my dreams. That hurt me because that's my mom, right? But I think it took time to really work through the fact that, okay, my mother just wants me to be safe. My mom just wants me to have a good job and not be on the street, right? Like, and her idea of security is this. And so I can still pursue the thing that I want to pursue and still honor my mother, if that makes sense. Yes, no one can bind you without your permission, so no, you can always cast it off. That's true. I mean, that's true. It's work to cast it off, but hey, you know what I'm saying? You gotta stay free. You gotta stay free. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Divine Chakras. Okay, Michaela Wells. I think I'm saying Michaela. I think. Can you do sign language for beginners? Technically, yes. Culturally, to be culturally sensitive, no. So, as a hearing person, there are privileges that I have that deaf folk don't have, and so even people who are well-wishing, who are hearing, who sign or teaching people sign language, deaf folks prefer deaf people with a big D deaf, as in culturally deaf. They prefer them to teach their language. And I respect that. And so technically, yes, I can. Like, if we were hanging out and I could show you signs, right? But on a platform, I won't do that because that is taking visibility away from deaf people and putting it on hearing people who have the privilege. And so just like, I'm not going to demand that they make room for me, right? Like, I'm going to respect their culture. And so the thing is, deaf people in this country have suffered a lot of abuse, a lot of oppression that goes unseen. And so, like, there's a dark history with deaf people in this country. And what I won't do is take their language and be like, oh, look what I can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't ever want to be that person. So yes, if we were hanging out, yes, I could show you some signs. But to do it on a platform, I can't do that. I can't do that just in good conscience. Are there people online doing that? Yes, there are. But it is culturally insensitive. So So there's that. All my teachers in school were deaf. All my teachers of sign language were deaf. Unless I was learning how to interpret, they were hearing. So yeah, so that's just how I feel on that. So how do you combat depression? That's a good question. So combat, I don't even know if I like that word, but I understand what you're asking me. How do I combat depression? I have a toolkit. I have a little kit, and it's not like a thing that I carry around, obviously, but it's like things that work for me when I am in a depressed state. So certain shows that I watch, The Office, Parks and Rec, what else? Any cartoons, Gumball, what else, baby? Because Jamal is definitely like, when I'm in a depressive state, he's definitely nursing me back to health. Like, there are certain things that I watch that, just kind of take me away from reality. And I could just be like, I just be in the moment. I could be laughing and not be thinking about real life, like my real life issues and things like that. And therapy, if, I always say therapy, but therapy, it costs money. You got to have access. And it's a lot of work to find a therapist. You got to interview your therapist. You got to, see if you fit. You're like dating. Like, it's like speed dating. Like, and you have to keep rehashing your traumas over and over again. And that's a lot of work. So I understand why some people don't go to counseling. I do recommend it though, if you can go. How do I combat depression? Yeah, I think, and some days I just feel it. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel it. Some days there's just nothing I can do. Like, it's just like, I'm just feeling this way, and that's it. But I have community around. Community is everything. I'm trying to tell y'all. Community is everything. When I can't keep afloat, they hold me afloat, right? Like, they link arms with me, and they're like, you're good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're good. You don't have to be anything but yourself in this moment. Like, they create safe space. Yes. They create safe spaces for me to be with my moments. So yes, so like I said, my husband usually is like the one pulling up stuff when I'm feeling this way. But Laser Wolf, yes, Harvey Birdman, attorney at law, is so funny. Adult Swim shows that aren't violent. I don't like violence. That's not funny to me. But yeah, Adult Swim shows are funny that aren't violent. Memes on YouTube, yes, we watch memes on YouTube. Videos with cats, videos with dogs. Dodo was up there. Y'all saw on my YouTube. But yeah, things that just feel good. Sometimes, again, entertaining myself, being around people I love, being honest, sitting in my feelings, seeking help when I need it. Like, if I feel like I don't want to be here anymore, I hope that you understand what I'm saying, then I tell someone I feel like I don't feel like I want to be here anymore. You know what I mean? Like, just so they're aware of like what's going on in my mind. It's interesting because it's like it can be obviously acute, like it can be set on by something happening, but it can also be chronic, right? Like, depression can just be chronic, and again, depression is this wide, and I'll talk about this before, but depression is like this big umbrella, but it can be caused by so many different things, right? If someone loses someone, that's a different, that's depression, from loss, or if somebody has a chemical imbalance or something else, like, you know what I'm saying? So it really depends on like what's triggering your depression. But yeah, that's just my ways of combating depression. Baby, please let me know if I'm forgetting anything else, because that's all I have for right now. But okay. Jessica J, I'm like, how's the retreat? Thank you for asking, Jessica. Thank you so much. And let me come over to you. So yeah, those are all the questions from this. But I see some questions over here. So let me scroll back up. Okay. Lucille, oh, okay, wait, go back. Sorry. Okay. Black Bean says you're kind. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Marquita says, the gems you are dropping, thank you for sharing and encouraging always. I love you so much, Marquita. I love you. Lucille says, do you sing and sign? That's awesome. I haven't. When I'm laughing because what comes to mind is not as oh my gosh. What is it? Napoleon Dynamite, where he's in that class and they're like singing and signing to the song, and Napoleon Dynamite was a funny movie. But I haven't done that actually. Sometimes, no, that's a lie. Sometimes I do casually do it, like when I'm listening to music, but not when I'm singing. That takes a lot of focus. So, because the interesting thing about sign is that the way that we structure sentences are different, right? So I could say, I went to the store yesterday. And I don't know, that's not a really good example, but I could say I went to the store yesterday, right? And when I'm signing, I could be like, the store yesterday I went to. You know what I'm saying? So like in my mind, it's like I would have to sing the song, but also like move things around to make, and that's a sign for like, switching things out, but like move things around to like make sense of what I'm saying. And then also like I sign sometimes when I speak. So like I'll, I'll be talking and like I can't think of a word in my mind, and I'm like, what is that word? Like the word that means this, that means like dissolve or like dissipate. You know what I'm saying? So like sometimes I sign when I speak because it's like what is that word? So like that. So yeah. Um, let's see. Barbara says you're always enlightening. Thank you, Barbara. Your pearls of wisdom are always encouraging. I appreciate that, and that makes me happy. Thank you. I'm glad that me sharing my story is encouraging to you all. That really makes me happy. Thank you, thank you for this and sharing yourself. So affirming. Thank you. Lucille says, and do you have a following from the deaf community, if that's politically correct, or hearing impaired community? Okay, so no worries. So they prefer deaf. Like you could just call them deaf. They don't like being called hearing impaired. And I'm not. This is not a it's not a drag or anything. It's just so you know. Just like how people call themselves capital B Black, capital D deaf. Like so that's their cultural name. Like yeah, just call me deaf. Like they take pride. Like it's like deaf pride. Like they take pride in them being deaf. But do I have a following from them? No, not really. If anything, if anything, I am a guest in their community. So like, I'd be following them. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, no, I don't really have a following from deaf folks. I have a couple of deaf friends, but like, and friends like acquaintances. But yeah, yeah. Hope that answers your question. So yes. Deborah, hi. I subscribed right before you were on her channel. I'm pretty sure the algorithm led me to you from being subscribed to her, but your content is unique. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And yes, protect your genius. Okay. Cadillac Dixon says, completely understand. Before my mother died, she called me her weird child. When I'm sorry that your mother passed. I was bullied in school too, and definitely go through depression. Yeah. I feel like we have a lot in common. Yeah. Elementary school was not fun. I had friends, but like, people are really mean. Kids can be really mean. But yes, Belief in Fatherhood is a great show. It's a Black man. He's a rapper, an artist, and he chronicles he and his wife like raising his kids, like being a Black father. It's beautiful. It's awesome. It's entertaining. It's funny. So I suggest y'all check him out. He's amazing. Okay. Oh yes, playlist of music. Thank you for mentioning that. Music is another thing that helps me with my depressive episodes. Music that makes me cry. Music that makes me happy, joyful. Music changes moods and it changes lives. Music is important. So yes, I have a playlist for the sunset because sometimes when the sun sets, I get sad. At nighttime. I just get sad. I can get sad especially if I'm alone. But with my friends, I'm fine. But like I have a playlist for sunset and it's called like the Sunset Sadness Cure or something like that. Just because it feels good. And it's like, and it has songs like Frankie, Beverly and Maze, Golden Time of Day. It has Sade. It has George Benson and Grover Washington. Just like these kind of like artists that, they feel good. Like it's like calming. It's nice. So yeah. Yes. Okay. Liberation Speaks. Getting therapy was expensive. Yeah. However, it was the best gift I ever given to myself. And I love that. I love people advocating for therapy. And thank you for acknowledging that it is expensive because it is. I would say check out Black Girl Therapy. Black Girls. I gotta look this up. But Black Girl Therapy, they actually have resources for people like who can't afford counseling, I believe. Therapy for Black girls, excuse me. Therapy for Black girls. And they have like a list, like a directory of Black therapists for women. Let's see, paste. So if you could check that out, I think they also have resources for people who can't afford therapy as well. Like a voucher or something. So yes. Community is a beautiful thing. Absolutely. Belinda says to debunk the myth, I found you before in any interview and I binged your content. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Barbara says, I never thought of it that way. I purchased a card about 40 years ago. Learned alphabets only. Okay. My daughter found the card and really learned to communicate. Her daughter also, both on their jobs. That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, and I think the reason why we don't consider it is because we are privileged enough to be able to not even necessarily to hear, but to have access, right? Like we, as people who are hearing, we don't have to think about people not having access. Like I even think about the anxiety I feel on a metro, like in the DMV area, we have the metro and, like, sometimes I can't hear what the person is saying on the radio, like on the intercom. It's like, like, and you're like, what? Like, what did he just say? And, some things that don't have, like the metro trains now, they have the the stops on the, like they show the sign of the stop. But places that don't have that, we don't have to think about that because we don't rely on that. Like we're relying on what we hear. And so, you know, we're privileged in that way. And I feel like that's okay to acknowledge our privilege, but then to use our privilege to spotlight and platform other people who don't have the privilege. So if you want to learn sign language, there's somebody called Bill Vickers on YouTube. Let me see. Bill Vickers. He's really good. He literally like records the classes he does in college. He's amazing. Let's see. There are other, yes, Bill Vickers. There are other channels that do that as well. But he's my favorite. And he keeps it, he starts literally from like, you don't sign at all to like, oh, we're signing, copy. We're signing complete sentences. So yeah, Bill Vickers. Yeah. So yeah. And again, I didn't know about that either, about deaf culture, until I went to school and actually learned about it. And so that's something that we really don't talk about in school. Like in grade school, I remember learning the alphabet, but I don't remember learning about deaf history and deaf culture, or even like the linguistics around signing. And, you know, and so there's a lot of things that aren't actually addressed in grade school that should be, but yeah. Oh, yay. What I'm trying to say is I think the deaf community would appreciate your acknowledgement of them. Oh, thank you. I hope so. Because again, I'm always learning. I never want to come across as, because even like with the deaf community, a lot of them don't want to, like, a lot of the way that we look at them, like, oh, these poor deaf people, right? Like, oh, and it's like the sign for like, oh, I pity you. Like these poor deaf people, they can't hear. Like that's disempowering. You know what I'm saying? Like they're fine. They just can't hear. If we just made stuff accessible for them, they'd be fine. You know what I mean? And the reason why we have to have interpreters is literally, if I were to be an interpreter, I wouldn't just be an interpreter for the deaf community. I'd be an interpreter for the hearing community as well. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that, Barbara. That means a lot to me. I hope that I'm doing well by them. So yes. Okay. Sign Love says, what tips can you share for growing your YouTube channel and growing a supportive and engaging community? Ooh, that's a good question. I'm going to be honest. I am trial and error. Like literally, and I'm not even saying this just to be like, sometimes I don't know. Like some videos pop and some fall. Like some videos I think like, oh, I think people will like this, and nobody watches it. Some videos that I shared, months or years ago, people are like, oh my God, I love this. I'm like, oh, okay. You know, and I think the best thing I can share is be yourself, be honest, like be yourself. Like, and I know that sounds like, you know, a poster in your middle school counseling room, but like, I feel like being yourself is literally the magic. Like there are other people who talk about the same thing I talk about. Like there, and it's fine because there's enough room for all of us because we're all different, right? We all bring our own, you know, our own spiciness, our own sauce to the same topic. And I feel like when you are really being yourself, people see you and they connect with you. So like while they still might like the content, I feel like people are drawn to like who you are. Engaging community, I just ask questions. Having a live like this, like having people talk, platforming other people, sharing their stories. Like I've shared a lot of other people's stories on my channel. That's my tips. I hope that I hope that's helpful. I also feel like trying to type titles that people would actually search is helpful. Like how to learn sign language, right? And like there's a bunch of videos about how to learn sign language. Put out the titles that your people would search for. And like that's why on some of my content I put Black women, because I'm saying who this is for. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully Black women find it. But yeah, that's my tip. But again, I definitely recommend Stephanie Perry's YouTube course and program and membership. It's really helpful. And she goes way like deep into that stuff. So yeah. So again, for me, I feel like I'm winging it half the time I'm doing stuff. But just being honest and authentic in yourself. I feel like, and obviously there's some other technical stuff that goes into it, but I feel like you're enough. You're enough. There are people I subscribe to because I just like them. I don't even know what they be talking about sometimes. I'm like, I like them. You know, it'd be a totally different topic. And I just like them. So I hope that's helpful. Please let me know if that helps at all. Okay. Barbara says, oh yes. Okay. Thank you, Barbara. I appreciate you. Hi, Andenia. It's so good to see you. Hi. I'm happy I didn't miss it. I didn't miss it all. I will watch what I missed later. No worries. So I won't be lost about what you're talking about. Okay. No worries. Yeah. Go back and watch if you want to. No pressure. Yes. Halisi. Says, when I ran for office, I did Metro tour with a friend of mine who was blind. She blindfolded me and we walked. Okay. She blindfolded me and we walked from what part of town took the light rail. First of all, scary as, okay, yes. I imagine that scary. And I love that. I love that, right? Because it puts you in the shoes of somebody else. It puts you in the shoes of somebody else. And again, we don't know what privilege we have until we meet someone with the privileges we don't have. We don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not aware because we don't have to think about it. We don't have to think about it. Like, even on our campus, there was a shooter on campus, and even though I didn't get the text alert and I was out here living my best life, there was an issue because, you know, for hearing folks, like, they can hear the blare on the alarm, right? But deaf people can't. And so they're like, oh, we need like a prompt or something. Like, we need like a message board or something that says that. But then even still, you reading slow sentences is different than like you hearing something altogether, right? I can say to you real quick, you know, there's a shooter on campus, take cover. Real quick. Like, that took like what, 2 seconds? If I'm looking at the screen and letters are going by slowly, like, there's a shooter on like, you know, like things like that. Like, we have a lot of work to do culturally, to really be mindful of people who have been disempowered. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I love that. Like, I love that she blindfolded you. Like, that's awesome. And I love that you did it too. Cause yeah. Suic 1121 says the YouTube algorithm must have known of my resignation cause you came up. Boy, do we have parallels. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Also, was surprised at the rate for sign language interpreters in the DMV area. New England pays $80 to $120 an hour. Dang, that's nice. That is nice. Yes, your avatar is everything. Susie Carmichael. Absolutely. Nia is my name. Hi, Nia. I like you from what I see of you. Thank you. Why I sub, rock on. Thank you so much, Nia. All right. Yes, all the love. Be yourself is great advice. We can recognize scripted reality even if we don't point it out. Yes. I think your authenticity is sustainable and appreciated. I appreciate that. I appreciate you because sometimes I try to have notes when I'm talking because I can, you know, when you're having a conversation with somebody, y'all can start talking about pickles and then you end up talking about like door frames and stuff, right? And so it's really easy to do that. So I try to keep notes, try to keep on track, and I try to keep scripted as possible. But sometimes it's just better just to like, I found like to just go off the cuff or not to have such scripted videos because yeah, that could be helpful. But we have reached the end of the questions, I think, unless anybody has any other questions. And it's not, hold your peace because I'm sure we'll do another one at some point in the future. I mean, maybe if you ask your question, I might make a video about it because I do have, based on some of the questions people were asking, it has helped me to like, okay, maybe I should make a video about that so I can go in depth about it. Like why I create content for Black women or, my hair story, that kind of stuff. Because I feel like, oh, got you, Yvette. Gotcha. By scripted reality, I mean what they write the reality on. Yes, absolutely. Real quick. I used to love Love and Hip Hop. I was a Love and Hip Hop fan, and not necessarily because of the drama, but like literally I like relationships. I like seeing people relate to one another. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like studying this, like, why is she doing that? I don't understand. And my husband be like, oh my God, my husband and my mom, I would make them watch it with me. They'd be like, oh my God, why are we watching this? But I'm just fascinated by reality TV. But then I found out it's scripted and I was like, oh, well, this is dumb. Forget it. So, I don't like people being exploited for the coin. I don't like that. So yes. What was I saying? Yes. So doing the videos, answering the questions helped me with what content to create in the future. But yeah, they couldn't stand me. But yeah, so yeah, I think that's all we got. Thank you so much, y'all, for subscribing. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, Powerful Majesty. Oh my goodness, I finally caught you live. Yay. Thank you so much for being here. We're just about to wrap up because I think that is all that we have. Clip notes of hair story, please. Oh, like right now or like later? Oh, Susie Q. I'm tripping. I'm literally just seeing that your name is Susie Q. That is so cute. Okay. Slow moment. That's all right. Yay. I'm glad that you all enjoyed it. Thank you, Marcus. Thank y'all. Much love your music. Thank you. Belinda says, "What lovely chat. I'm so glad that you enjoy that. I'm so happy. Would you do call-ins? I would actually. I would do call-ins. So maybe next time we could try that. I think I tried to do that on a couple of videos and no, I had no takers. So I was like, maybe they're not interested. Maybe they don't want to show, which is, it's fine. But I do like conversing. I like engaging. So maybe the next one we can definitely do a Q&A or something, or like talk about a topic and then like we could talk to each other about how we feel about that. I would love that. That would be amazing. Because sometimes it's like, like when you're talking to someone, you're looking for the head nods and like the input from other people. You don't just want to sound like oh, I'm speaking like I know everything, because I don't. I don't only know my experience. So it'd be lovely to do that. That'd be great. Yes. So thanks for that. I'll do that next time. Yvette Boone says, "Oh, thank you so much. Give this video a thumbs up, you guys. It's been awesome. I'm so happy that y'all enjoyed this. Yay!" Well, I hope that you all. I'm in the DMV, so tomorrow's gonna be lovely. I hope that you all get sun. Okay, I might go to the beach. But yes, like just to sit, not to get in the water. It's too cold. But I hope that you all enjoy your evening. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Thank you so much for your questions, for engaging, for subscribing, for being here, for being you. I appreciate y'all. This was elevating. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so happy. And until next time, y'all, until next Monday, I hope that you all have a wonderful week. Okay. Bye. Have a good evening. I'm going to go eat dinner now. Bye, y'all. Love y'all. Love yourselves and love each other. Bye-bye.